Is this described video for the visually impaired familiar to you?
Hi!
How about this one?
Playing all Oomies! Team Oomy Zoomy!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Okay, definitely this one. Damn, it's been a while since I've even thought of that one. These were all children's cartoons from the 2010s that I used to watch religiously, along with shows like Trucktown, Ranger Rob, Mike the Knight, and others. They were meant to educate the children of the world. Well, some of them, anyway. I don't think I ever actually learned anything from these shows, except for like 5 words in Spanish from Dora the Explorer. I know Team Umizoomi was meant to teach you about math or whatever through Millie's measuring tape hair and Gio's shape belt, and I am just now realizing that the reason her name is spelled like that is because it's supposed to be like millimeters. Literally, as I was writing this, I figured that out. Took me 10 years! But I'm not here just to reminisce on old times watching children's cartoons from the 2010s. I'm here to permanently taint those memories and ruin my childhood. I scoured the internet trying to find the most messed up theories on these seemingly innocent kids shows, shedding light on new perspectives on certain characters and maybe even the entire plot as a whole. Alright, now that we've got all that out of the way, let's get right into ruining our childhoods. Bit of a strong start, I know. Max and Ruby is a show about the titular siblings trying to survive each other while going through their average little bunny days with no parental supervision, it seems. This actually leads to the theory we'll be talking about. We had no idea who their parents were until season 6, which led to quite the theory being proposed on Reddit. Basically, Max and Ruby don't actually have parents. At least, it's not their parents. Ruby isn't Max's sister, as they say in the show. She's actually his mother, but the reason that they act like they're siblings is because Ruby actually had some sort of trauma leading to Max's birth that led to her regressing to being 7 years old and believing that her son is actually her brother. Grandma, who did show up in the show before season 6, is still grandma to Max, but she's mom to Ruby and also playing along with it for whatever reason. And grandpa isn't around either, like the parents. So basically, Max is actually Ruby's son, who was the product of an incestuous relationship between grandpa and Ruby. It's always the kid shows that have the most f***ed up theories, man. Apparently the person who made this theory only came up with it because their kids watch it and they needed to do something to keep themselves entertained. So they came up with what might be the most f***ed up theory I've ever heard about a kid show ever. Whoever this person is, respectfully stay the hell away from me. It's a cartoon about sibling bunnies who live the most boring lives you can imagine being the focus of a kid's show. It's not that deep. Yeah, I never actually liked Max and Ruby. I watched a lot more exciting shows where actually happened and there was actual plot and structure and writing involved, whether it be story, dialogue, or the hardest soundtrack of any kid show I've ever seen. Speaking of which, the Bubble Guppies theories aren't nearly as deep or messed up as Max and Ruby, but they still have those kinds of themes, just toned down. For example, have you ever noticed that Una is the only guppy to have a tail that goes all the way up to her chest? She's also noticeably curvier. That's a nice way of saying she's fat. Combined with the fact that she is, quote, unusually shy. People say that this is because she is actually abused by her parents. Like physically abused, but only in the beating sense. There's no more incest, I promise. I mean, it's still really bad, but now she has PTSD, and it's so severe that she looks out the window to distract her from her morbid thoughts. Someone get this girl some therapy. This can also explain why they never show the parents, not just of Una, but any of the guppies. This I did always find a bit strange. Even Hey Dougie showed the parents of the kids, and they only got like 20 seconds of screen time each episode. Yeah, it's either all of that, or someone just called her fat and now she's self-conscious. Staying on the theme of parents, you know how Nani and Gobi are usually the ones who get weird, wacky, definitely not edible lunches?
I got Lasaroni and cheese.
Well, this is because they're adopted brothers, and their mother has dementia, which causes her to somehow be able to put what I can only assume to be a whole-ass elephant in a bowl of soup. I've never known anyone with dementia, and I certainly don't have it myself, so maybe this is just a thing that happens sometimes. And last one, Nani has autism. Not much to go into there. I can't tell you the last time I watched Sophia the First. If you don't know the show, basically it's about this young girl named Sophia whose mom marries a king and then she becomes a princess overnight. Because I haven't seen the show in a while, I don't know the lore about her real dad, but I guess this person does. Basically, whoever Sophia's father is, it doesn't matter, because it's actually King Roland II, her stepfather. Basically, this guy was already married when he fell in love with Miranda, Sophia's mom. I guess he and Miranda then had Sophia, making her his illegitimate child. So then he killed his wife. Yo, what? Yeah, he killed his wife and married Miranda so his bastard child could become a true princess. The person who made this theory said that Disney very well could do something like this because it's based off some pretty dark things. Like, did you know in the original fairy tale Peter Pan would kill the lost boys who started to grow up? Yeah, no magic world keeping them young, they just get executed when they hit puberty. I tried finding Mike the Knight theories, but it was mostly just people making theories about Mike from Deltarune, which I know basically nothing about and is also not a kid show, I do know that. Well, that sucks. So since I've run out of theories, I'm just gonna talk about things that I find weird in kid shows I used to watch. One thing that's been on my mind a lot recently is, what the is up with the vehicles in Tayo the Little Bus? Like, they're living sentient vehicles that can talk, and they're also actual vehicles that people ride to go to work or whatever. So, they're alive. These people are going inside of living buses. Do you think they feel the people inside of them? Do they have actual organs like hearts and lungs and stuff, and that's why they're alive? Could these buses get brain damage? Where is their brain? The description of the show on Google says that Tayo, the main bus, is very playful and mischievous with his passengers. What does he do to them? Does he eat them? This one's more with just kids' TV in general. Where are the parents? I'm not 100% sure the characters in Julius Jr. are kids, but if they are, where are their parents? This is something I think about a lot when looking back on these shows, and I guess it's kind of calling back to Max and Ruby. Like, we almost never see the parents, and even if we do, they never do anything. They just let their kids go off on these very dangerous adventures and count on them coming home alive, I guess. Like, Dora's, 7? And she's going on straight up, like, D&D campaigns, being stalked by a masked fox with nothing but a monkey wearing boots and a sentient backpack and mat for protection. Where do these kids live that the parents just don't seem to care? I know it's convenient to the plot or whatever, but it's still something I think about every now and then. Hi. Yes, this video was supposed to come out last month, but then, like, I had some other commitments I had to do, and, now it's Easter. It's Easter for me, anyway. So I'm still gonna make a video, like an April video. So it's a double video month. I hit my computer. It's a double video month. That's great. I'm gonna start working on the next one soon. Yeah, that's really all I want to say about it. Yeah, I'll work on it soon, and I'm sorry this is so late. Hopefully this next one is on the day that I plan it to be released on, because the last time that happened was the first one that I did in October. So yeah, here's hoping.